Okay, there's a pine slab cut off from a log, and we're going to cut it up and turn it into a Swedish candle. There's got to be some way to deal with the odd sizes of logs, and so the best thing we found is to cut them into Swedish candles for evening parties, evening entertainment, or whatever. So that said, that log's 20 inches in diameter. That little saw there has only got a 16-inch bar. It's not going to do it. And unfortunately, all I've got is the beast here. This one's got a 36-inch bar. I about cut the drags a little bit too much on them, so it does really want to dig in and cut. But we're going to attempt to do the Swedish candle with this. Okay, what we kind of want to show you here is I've cut that right in half, and right here I stopped at about 1.5 inches, 2 inches from the bottom. We're going to split this again right across, and we're going to split that one, and we're going to split that one, and we're going to stop at the same interval at the bottom, about 2 inches, and I'll tell you why in a few minutes. Okay, that said, you can see the cut a little bit close right there. There we got 2 inches there. That looks good. It all looks pretty good, pretty equal. That saw's a beast. Normally your Swedish candles aren't this large. Okay, now I'm going to use a little saw, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop down in here, and I'm going to just do a slight plunge cut, 1/2 inch, maybe 1 inch, in all 4 slices. And what that does is it creates a pocket for your lighter fluid, so your lighter fluid doesn't run out. And you only need about 1 ounce of fluid, something like that, to get a cured candle started. Now that last deal, I was just clearing the shavings out of all of the grooves, and like I said, in here is a pocket where we just plunge down a little bit. When you pour your fluid in there, lighter fluid, charcoal fluid, Drop your match in there, then the flame will come up, starts burning. This will blow a flame 2 feet high. Back up a little bit. It'll blow a flame a couple feet high or more. This candle here is probably a 4-hour candle. That's good. Thanks, James. Alright. There's the saw. Here's a couple of more Swedish candles. These are a little bit smaller. This chainsaw can handle these. 10 inches. By about 10 inches this way. And we're going to dice these up just like we did that big fat one. Hopefully it won't take too long. Seems like it's dragging too long. I'll turn the camera off and bring it back up. Hoping maybe we can burn one tonight, maybe. We'll see here. We set this up just right. And set the camera so it won't flip over. Alright, there we go. Now, one thing, as we're cutting, notice I'm pulling the chainsaw way down like this, and I'm cutting a slash in there. It just makes it a little bit easier and a little bit faster to get through this thing, so you're not dragging it on forever. And the more cuts you make, the easier it gets each time. So let's finish this up. Okay, now let me grab the camera. Alright. Now, like I explained before, lighter fluid goes in the middle. There's a pocket I cut right in the middle there. As you can see, needs only an ounce or so, not too much. And the flame will blow out the top, and it drafts in the sides and all these vents. And this burns from the inside out. This up here will get larger and larger. When it gets going and gets wound up, the flame can be 2 feet tall. This candle is probably a good hour-long candle or so. If you cut them, store them upside down so it keeps the moisture out of them, that sort of thing. And we're going to probably try and fire this one up. This one's still kind of wet. Obviously, anytime you expose the interior core of a log, wood, anything to the atmosphere, you're going to have a higher moisture content. But pine, this is yellow pine, tends to ignite pretty well. So we'll find out tonight. Hope you find something good out of this. Okay, now this is Swedish candle I cut a little bit earlier. It's getting dark out, not quite dark. But here, I wanted to show you. I actually punched through a little bit. So that said, what I'm going to do, that's the bottom. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just tuck a little piece of this foil down in there. If I can find a hole. There you go. Just tuck that down in there. That ain't working so good, huh? There we go. Now we got it. Just to kind of help hold. There you go. Just kind of help hold the fluid in when we pour a little fluid on there. So let me turn it over. Now, sorry about all that. What we got this Swedish candle on top of a little cooker grill. We have other grills too. There's the gas grill. There's a barbecue pit right there with some crummy chicken on it. And then there's our picnic table. Underneath our little pavilion, as you can see, that picnic table is 12 feet long. Okay, now back to this. I'm going to go ahead, pour some fluid in here. And I don't know how much that is. That's a squirt. Okay, anyway, that said, let me go ahead, prop this camera up on a step, see if we can light this thing. Okay, here we go. There you go. It's a little breezy out. It's a little breezy out right now. And the one that we did earlier, it's getting late now, almost dark. You can see how it's blowing, but we'll come back to it a little bit later. It's going to be a little bit darker and see how it's doing. Alright, here we got one going. It's one we cut earlier. You can take these camping with you, burn one a night. Good party get together conversation pieces, that sort of thing. You can see where they'll draft through the center and blow out the top. This is the one that we cut earlier today. The green ones like this, they take a little bit more to get them going, but once they get hot and get boiling that sap, they'll burn pretty good. Hope you get something out of it. Hope you have fun building, making your own.